Welcome back to the channel. My name's Harry and I'm the head coach here at Surf Precision Academy, where we help countless surfers improve their surfing. If you've been surfing more than a couple of years, the chances are you're probably not where you should be in your surfing progression. You may even be frustrated at where your surfing is versus the amount of time and effort that you put in. You surf for days and days on end and you can't seem to improve. Well, this video is probably for you. Here's a couple reasons for this, and they're also tips, reasons, whatever. So, number one, you've been surfing and doing your surfing progression journey on your own. If it's just you, it's very hard to improve your surfing. You need to make friends with someone ASAP who is a better surfer than you today. Now, next surfing session, identify a surfer that's better than you, go up, be friends with them, and suck information out of them, okay? And make sure that you learn from them and how they do their surfing, and it'll make your surfing a lot better. It'll inspire a bit of a competitive spirit in you. And it brings surfing back to what it should be. Surfing, you go out there, it feels like everyone's competing against. It's like everyone's pretending that they're in the WSL. You got some random ass surf spot. You got Maui riders, you got twin fin surfers, you got the kooks, you've got the short boarders. And everyone is no one talks, and everyone's sort of too afraid to say hello to each other and to cheer each other into waves. Like, what's happened to surfing? Surfing is not what it used to be. Be friends with each other, help each other surf better, cheer each other into waves. Now it's just some competition. It's like everyone's out there competing. Anyway, number two is you rely on free online advice like this video. You need to get personalized coaching. Someone to sit there in front of you over, say, a 30-minute time span online, where they watch your surfing live through Teams or Zoom or Skype, whatever it is, and you can actually watch your surfing, and the coach will literally look at what you're doing wrong and give you a list of things that you need to improve. And when you can pinpoint those things and then you improve those things, your surfing gets to a whole new level. It's the things that you're doing wrong in your surfing. Like, for example, maybe you don't look at where you're going properly, or you don't realize that you're not. You think you're looking at where you're going, but you're actually, when the coach watches your surfing, the coach is going, no, see, you're looking there. You need to actually be looking there in that point of the maneuver. And you go, oh, all right. And then you go and do it. And you go, okay, I'm going to look there now instead of looking there. That one thing can take your surfing to a whole new level, because everything else that you've been trying to do in your surfing, maybe it's airs or a float or a cutback, whatever it is, or maybe you're just trying to surf across the wave and not fall off and ride it to the end, that will make it happen. Certain little things that the coach will pinpoint will improve your surfing drastically. It'll sort of connect the dots. Think about it, it's a building that's sort of falling over because one beam or whatever, I'm not a builder, is broken. And then all of a sudden the coach comes along and fixes that beam. Now the building stands tall and straight and everything else can lean on it. So that's what it's sort of like. Pinpoint that one thing, fix it, your surfing will take off. Number three is that you don't use your body properly to generate speed, meaning that you haven't applied the right technique yet. And this sort of leads on from the last point, but to generate power and torque and speed on the wave, you need to use your body and your knees, your arms, your head, your torso, everything in your back in the right way to maximize the power and speed that you generate through your maneuvers. This is the difference between an intermediate surfer and an advancement surfer, and then an advanced surfer from a professional surfer. Simply those three categories. They've learned to adapt their technique and their biomechanical movements in a special way, in perfected way, to maximize their surfing output. Meaning when they push their back foot into the wave, the surfboard, not only does it pivot and accelerate, but the surfboard, it helps them link to the next maneuver. Meaning when you compress down low and all these little things that we teach you on this channel and also in our coaching programs, all these little things and techniques add up to major surfing improvement over a relatively short period of time. Where it took someone 10 years to get to an advanced level, it'll take you a lot less than that. And it's also case by case. So a professional surfer has perfected the art of using their body to surf properly on the wave. An advanced surfer is getting there. An intermediate surfer hasn't yet learned that yet. And by intermediate surfer, I'm identifying intermediate surfer as someone who's learned to surf across the wave on a green face and is still learning how to do bottom turns and top turns and things like surf top to bottom, etc. Right? Number four you're not getting the right advice. So you're getting tips from coaches who can't actually do the type of surfing that you're trying to do. Whether this means you need to change coaches, or this means that your coach just isn't a good coach and you've been getting tips from them and they're just not improving. Sometimes there's a lot of coaches out there and they tend to, a lot surf pretty well, but there's some coaches out there that will teach you all these surfing techniques that are wrong. And because people think they're right, because they repeat it over and over again, and they're reciting it over their videos, and they're telling everyone this and that and this and that, do this and do that. And then there's a point where you watch their video and it becomes a point where they're just making it up at this point. And you look at how they don't really show anywhere where they can actually surf properly. Now, there's some that can surf pretty well, right? But there's some surfers out there teaching advanced surfing technique, coaches, and they themselves can't surf properly, or they can't do the advanced maneuvers. Now, I'm not saying you have to be at the level of doing air reverses and, big punts, but if you can't do airs, don't teach people how to do airs. Just like I'm not going to teach you how to do competition surfing, because I did competition surfing back in the day and I wasn't very good at it, and I just wasn't good at getting on the right waves. But I'm not going to teach you and write a course about how to win surfing contests, because I can't. Okay. So focus on coaches who can actually do it. I myself, I can do an air reverse, I can do a carve, I can do a snap, I can link multiple maneuvers together, and I've got videos to prove it. I can literally send it to you guys. And I'll even put it on the video, on the YouTube video just here. Videos of me doing air reverses. If I can do an air reverse, then I'm pretty sure it qualifies me to teach you how to do an air reverse. Okay, so it's just sort of common sense. So be careful of who you get advice from. Would you take financial advice from a bankrupt gambling addict? Probably not. Okay. Whenever you go to the doctor and the doctor's a fat doctor and they sound like they're dying of something like a heart disease, would you listen to them when they say that you've got high cholesterol and you should eat healthy? Even though you probably should, but the doctor's not doing that. So you probably need to get a better doctor. So find a better coaches that can actually surf properly, and that way, because they actually understand, yes, there's a rule book for the technique, whatever, but they've already applied the technique. It's applying the technique. It's not necessarily knowing the technique as well. So number 5, don't get too wrapped up in surf skate stuff. There's a lot of stuff online. They're trying to sell you a skateboard, or they're trying to sell you some sort of course on surf skate. It's good for certain people. I would say it's pretty good for intermediate surfers. But if you're an advanced surfer, I'd be careful of going down the surf skate route. There's a point where it helps you surfing, and then there's a point where it starts to be a detriment. If you can already link a few turns together and you're doing it pretty reasonably, I wouldn't be bothering with surf skate. I think it can turn you into a bit of a skateboard surfer. You have this tick-tacky sort of tick-tacky style, and be careful. You don't want that rip-sticky style. What I would say is you need to learn how to surf the wave. Don't surf the surfboard. Now, I'm not saying, paddle out, swim out there and try and stand up on a wave just on your feet. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, think about it. If you surf the wave, you're going to use the whole wave's face. Race car drivers are taught to use the whole racetrack when they're racing, because it maximizes their racing line and their speed, and it cuts down their times, right? It's the same thing for surfing. If you use the whole wave's face, you're using the whole energy that the wave has to offer you. And then on top of that, you need to apply your technique properly to surfing the wave. Don't forget about the surfboard. The surfboard will do everything it needs to do to keep up with you. The surfboard's a tool that you use to connect the wave. You've got the wave's energy, you've got the energy that you create. The surfboard is this puzzle piece that fits in the middle, right? And engineers that work for Darren Hanley and all these hydro engineers that work for DHD and Channel Islands and stuff, they are the guys that have done the numbers. They know how to connect the surfer's energy that the surfer creates on the wave to the wave's energy, and then that's what gives the surfboard that power and speed as it drives through the wave, because it's what you do, what the wave's offering, and the surfboard connects you both. So focus on surfing the wave and using your technique to maximize power. Surfboard will do the rest. The next thing is get a proper understanding of technique. So the technique that you learn needs to be correct. We've talked about that in the previous tips. But you need to learn technique in the terms of biomechanics. Why is it that we compress our legs down? Why is it that we turn our hips to be parallel to the nose of the surfboard? Why is it that we keep our arms up? We don't just surf with our arms down all the time. John, someone in the comments right now is going to say, John Florence never lifts his arms. That's incorrect. He has his arms down. It's like a skateboarding style and snowboarding. When you go down the wave, you have your arms down. When you go on up the wave, you have your arms up. He lifts his arms when it matters, and that's what the whole point of it is. But that's, I digress. But you don't want to listen to bro advice, like just kick your tail. How many of my mates have said, just kick your tail harder? It doesn't matter how many times I've gone on a wave and tried to kick my tail harder. It doesn't really help me surf better. All it does is flick my surfboard away, or I fall back, I don't stay over my board. So what do I do to fix the other parts of that? What do I do to stop falling back? How do I stay over my surfboard? Most of them won't be able to tell you. They'll just go, just kick your tail harder. So you need to know the technique properly, not just the bro surf advice. So if you want to progress your surfing faster, but also do it the easy way, I suggest go through the tips in this video, scroll back in the video, listen to each one if you've missed a couple, really get a good understanding, write them down, and write in the comments. I want this channel and this brand to be a really collaborative brand where everyone gets together and everyone has a positive mindset and wants to improve their surfing. So get back to me, write in the comments or send me an email directly, and write what tip do you think helped you the most, or maybe you found a surfer that's a better surfer than you and you made friends with them. We want to hear that stuff. We actually care. We don't just want to punch out random videos. These videos don't get much views. We don't really care about the views and the social media and stuff like that. We're just here to help surfers improve. So let us know how you go. Ask us what's happening in your surfing. If you can't do certain things, we'll get back to you. And for coaching and to really send your surfing to a whole new level at a faster rate, I would follow the link in the bio or in the comment below the video. You can use the code word STOMP for 20% off if you really want to accelerate your surfing. We have one-on-one coaching. It's a 30-minute coaching power session designed to just hyper improve your surfing as quick as possible. And then we also have the academy, which is also one-on-one, but it's also you're in the academy with a bunch of different other surfers as well trying to improve their surfing. So you get access to a bunch of courses, the community, so you can interact with them just like a Reddit forum. And then also you can get one-on-one with the coaches as well. Anyway, signing out. Thanks for watching the video.